The opinions expressed in the following program are not necessarily those of Eastlink Community TV, its sponsors, or partners.
Hello everybody, my name's Chris, my friends call me RT, and today's a great day. We're having a potluck on the Rat Rod Barbecue. Look out, stay tuned, it's going to be a great day. It's a beautiful summer day here in Newfoundland, and what better on a beautiful summer day than a barbecue? Well, the only thing better than that is doing it with friends. Today's a potluck. So my kind of potluck is everybody brings their proteins, everybody brings a couple vegetables, and we put it all together on the barbecue. I cook it all, and everybody sits around, has a good time, and watches. This here is how we build our fire on this barbecue. This is how we build coals on the barbecue. We keep stocking this with wood. Down below you can see the coals fall down, so then we just drag these around and keep moving it in and moving it in. And this is what we'll do all day while we cook. Keep pushing this in and building that fire, and building that bed of coals. And we just keep adding wood and adding wood and adding wood and drag it and drag it, drag it, and it's perfect. So the first thing we're going to do today is we're going to do the onions. And I know, based on so many times cooking onions on the barbecue, is that these are going to take about an hour. So what we want to do is get these onions all cut in half, and we're going to put them on just the halves. And we're going to put them the open side down, and they're going to cook on this barbecue for about an hour. We'll just give them a light spray with a little bit of oil. And today I decided the vegetables are going to be sort of a Greek flavor inspired. So we want to build layers of flavor. So this is Greek spice. It's a spice blend. You know I love using spice blends. It's very straightforward, very easy. We're just going to get these onions on the grill. I have it up pretty high right now. We'll lower it down in a minute. We'll get all these onions started, and then we're going to get at the chicken. So the onions are going. We'll let the coals die down just a little bit before we get too crazy on putting stuff on, but we're going to get right into the chicken. And today I have some rubber gloves. This is a great way to watch that cross-contamination between meats and vegetables, and this is, of course, raw chicken. Raw chicken can be very bad. It can give you very bad food poisoning. What we're doing is we spatchcock the chicken. So I have the chicken cut in half down the middle. I'm going to show you how we do this. We just get a pair of good old kitchen shears. You want to make sure you have a good set at home. And we just cut down either side. And you go right down the backbone. And if you have a good set of shears, you'll see it goes fairly smooth. And then we'll go down the other side. And then we just finish it off with a knife. That little bit of skin doesn't always cut very good with the shears, so we just go right in with a knife and finish it off. Ooh. There we go. Put this down. The next thing you want to do is you want to just get in here and cut this breastbone a little bit. And I just give it a little clip, just enough to open it up, turn it over. We want to tuck those wings in, tuck the two wings in. Ooh, they don't want to tuck in for me today. And the other thing we want to do is get a paper towel, and we're going to wipe off all of the bits and pieces. So then that spatchcock chicken, and all we want to do is clean up the little bits of fragments. We give this a little trim here, get a bit of that extra skin off. You want to leave some of it. I mean, this is all just flavor, and if it crisps up a little bit, you can just cut it off. No worries. It's all going to add flavor to everything you're doing. So today, I'm using some spices that I really enjoy. These are from the Newfoundland Seasoning Company, and they're made right here in Newfoundland, and they are absolutely delicious, and they're very versatile. I mean, the moose spice, I know it says moose spice, but the flavor on that spice tells me that it also can go on a pork chop. So that is going on a pork chop today. I think it's going to be great. And this is the spice we're going to use on the chicken, which is pork and poultry powder. And we'll just give it a nice heavy dose. This chicken is going to cook bone side down for a long time, so it's going to have a lot of time to absorb these spices. And I like to put a lot. I put a lot because it's out on the skin, and it's got to get through the skin, and it has to get absorbed in. So there we go. We'll do that side, and we'll get these chickens over here, and we're going to get them right on the grill. We'll lower it down. Lower down the grill. We'll get these chickens right on here. So the onions are an hour. The chickens are about 50 minutes. So and we have a rack here that we're going to keep things warm on once they're cooked completely, but we'll go ahead and get these chickens on and get them started to go. And next, we'll get into the pork and the vegetables. So there's one chicken and two. So like I said, this is my potluck. This is the way I do potlucks. And it's the way I get everybody to bring something, and we put it all on the barbecue. We grill it all up. So we have a couple chickens, we have 3 steaks, and we got 4 pork chops today. We're going to cook it all up together, and the timing is what's critical. So you need to kind of work backwards through all your timing, and you want to have an idea how long things take to cook. So the onions are an hour. The chicken are about 50 minutes, maybe even 45 minutes. The pork chops, we're going to go back. Maybe they're going to take 25 minutes. And the steaks, I like my steaks medium rare. Our steaks are going to be under 10 minutes to cook. We're going to have it a high sear and take it off the indirect heat to finish it off. So with the indirect heat, maybe we'll push to 15 minutes. But we just want to, and it's all just timing, and we're going to have a great time at it. Let me get these chickens straightened away a little bit. We just want them bone side down, and they're just going to sit there and simmer and cook, and we'll move a couple onions over. Grab another pair of tongs here. We'll move them onions over just a little bit. We'll get them out of the way. Get them off. Ooh, they're already coming apart. Look at that. Get them off to the side. Perfect. They're cooked. They're already starting. You can smell them. One thing you can do the whole time we're at this is you are definitely going to know there's a barbecue on the go. So many different flavors. We have vegetables, we have the chickens, we have steak, and we have pork chop. We'll let all that simmer up now for a minute, and then we'll get into searing those pork chops off. Chickens are all squared away, nice and tawdy. Everything's cooking perfectly. We have a little bit more wood on the fire. See, to keep that chicken sort of separate from everything else, I like to use like a metal tray if I'm not cutting it up too much. Of course, if I'm cutting it, I would put a metal tray inside of this, and then I can just sort of cart it around as a contaminated part and take it and clean it all together. So I have the tongs, I have the clippers, I have the knife, I have everything that I use right here, nice and simple. I'll take that right into the kitchen, give it a shot, little shot of bleach and water, and give it a nice cleaning, and it's all ready to go again. Oh, we got some beautiful pork chops today. I mean, how can you ask for much better than that? Look at the size of them. This is going to be great. I can't wait to get that on the barbecue. So what I do to help keep track of the internal temperatures is I have some wireless probes. And I really like to use these because they help me keep track of what's happening with the internal temperatures and how long it's going to take to cook. So I can move the grill up and down depending on what the probe's telling me. So I put it right in the breast. We'll put it right in the breast of this chicken here. We'll get that one in, and we'll set that up. I have an app. We'll set it up on the app to say what I want for a finished temperature. And we'll put one in all the different pieces. We'll put some in the pork chops. We'll put one in the steaks when we have it on the indirect heat. And it's going to give us a real idea where we're at. And the worst of it is the chicken. The chicken's the one you really got to make sure is cooked well. So I'm going to go ahead and use 2 probes in the chickens. So the inside of the probe, here gives you the internal temperature, and the outside of the probe gives you the ambient temperature. So it's really a wonderful way to keep track of what's on the go. I'm just going to give my hands a little wash. And like I said, it's an RT kind of potluck. I'm doing all the cooking. You're bringing all the food. Now I did the vegetables. I did most of the vegetables today. Everybody else brought the chicken, the pork, and the steaks. And what we're going to do with the pork chops is I want to give them a hard sear on the outside, and then we're going to hang them up in the change and just kind of let the flames lick and cook the pork chops right beside the fire. So we'll get this. I made this so this would fit. We're going to give that a bit of time to heat up and get searing hot, and we're going to give the pork chops a hard sear, and then we're going to go ahead and hang them up on the chains. Listen, don't go too far. Don't go anywhere. We're going to have a good time still to come. See you shortly.
At Hickman Automotive Group, we believe that family drives everything. Whether you're heading out on a family road trip, or just running errands around town. We have quality vehicles you can rely on from any of our 9 dealerships across Newfoundland and Labrador.
Welcome back. We're going to sear off those pork chops. The chickens are sitting there hovering nicely. The temperature's right around 325, so they're going to cook perfectly at that temperature. The onions are still going. Our grill here, we'll see how our grill's doing. Use one of these fancy lasers. 700 degrees. I think it's okay. I think it might be ready to sear some pork chops off. The pork chops, we're going to use that pork poultry powder. We'll give it a good coating. This again is that spice from the Newfoundland Spice Company, made right here in Newfoundland. Love it. Give these a flip. Get that spice on the other side, and then we'll get them on for a good sear. Spread that spice around. Very generous with it. We're going to give it a hard sear. It's going to lose a lot of spice as soon as we set it on there. We'll go in, touch these on one side. We'll get them all on here. And we'll give them all a nice sear. And then what we're going to do, we're going to hang these up on the chains. Those will only take a couple minutes. Check on these chickens, check on this fire. Let's see how we're doing. We got a nice bed of coals. I think what we'll do is we'll add just a little bit of coals underneath this, underneath these chickens while we let those pork chops sear and get nice and dark. So the way we do this, we just spread out fresh charcoal all the way across, and that's just going to help keep that temperature nice and even and help that chicken cook evenly. We want to make sure we have even heat right across the whole thing to start. There we go. The chickens are looking. I'm just going to take a quick look at that app and see we're sitting around 325 again. So 325 for the chickens again is perfect. We can go as low as 250. We can go as high as 350. And we just want to keep moving them, try and keep them in between those two temperatures. Our pork chops have something on the go here. Oh, look at the sear on that. Tell me these are not already looking absolutely delicious. Get all them flipped over. And then we're going to hang these from the chains and get them cooking for about 40 minutes. We want to leave them hang and sort of indirect heat. The flames will sort of lick up and touch them. A bit of the smoke will go in, brush in, give them a little bit of flavor. They're going to be perfectly cooked and they're going to be delicious. And of course we'll get the probes in those as well once we get them hung up. Pork chops are ready to go. They're seared off nicely. Just look at this. Come on. Tell me we're not going to have a great feed today. We'll get those off. Put them over here. We just got to give them a minute to rest so I don't burn my fingers trying to put the hooks in them to get them hung up on those chains. One last one. That looks absolutely delicious. Those pork chops. Grab another set of tongs. We're just going to get this grill off because I want to get I don't want to lose my fire. So you can see it's dying quickly. Take a bit of wood, put it right on top of here and get that all started again. This is the fire we're going to use, of course, to cook those pork chops. So as that fire flicks up, we'll have great flavor being put right into this. Bit of charcoal. Give that a little bit of time. Over here now we'll get right into these pork chops and we'll get these pork chops hanging. I have some hooks and I want to go with the bone side down. So we're just going to go right in through the middle of that pork chop and we're going to take that and just hang it right up here. And once those flames start going, those pork chops are going to start cooking and the slow and low and the flavor is going to be unbelievable once it starts. Chicken's cooking, pork chops are hung, they're cooking wonderful. We have some flames licking up. We have a variety of vegetables that we're going to cook next, or we're going to at least get them on the grill next. We have some zucchini, which I just simply cut in half. I have some peppers. All I did with the peppers, I just sort of cut right down the middle, and then you get your nice paring knife or a nice sharp knife and go right around all the way to the heart of it, and then just pull it out. And it'll pop out, and you'll leave the stem, which I like to leave just because I think it looks neat. We'll do the same with this, down the middle, pull out that little rib, Beauty of being outside, right? Look at this, just swipe everything right down, it's great. So we have mushrooms, we have zucchini, we have a bit of oil. We'll oil up that zucchini a bit. We'll give those mushrooms a good jolt of oil as well. The peppers are gonna go on after. They're only gonna take a few minutes because we still want them to be hard, and we want them to have some, we wanna make sure they still have a bit of bite to them. Put that on, we'll get all these vegetables on as soon as I move the chickens. And what we're gonna do is move the chickens here shortly. Quick barbecue sauce. It's just a variation. It's nice and easy. It's like half Catalina and half regular old barbecue sauce. And all it does is it just changes the flavor. If you're sick of eating the same barbecue sauce all the time and you wanna mix it up a little bit, this is a great way to just mix it up, and look, all of a sudden you have a brand new barbecue sauce. Maybe you've never had it before, maybe you have. We'll get that on the chicken, and then we're gonna put the chicken down in the oven I have down below, and I'll show you that once we get this all lathered up. It's gonna broil it a little bit. The oven that I have down below, and I'll show you that, has a grill in it, and the heat from the coals here push down and actually broil. So our temperature on the chicken is doing well. We're at a good rate for cooking it. It's coming up nicely. And all we got to do is get this barbecue sauce to brown up and finish cooking that breast. And you don't want to be afraid of this. You want to get lots on, just like that. A lot of times you layer barbecue sauce, layer, layer, layer. Keep layering it, flip it, layer it, flip it. And today, we're just going to go ahead with that one layer. And I'll get that in the oven. We're going to use the pizza peel to get that chicken down in the oven. So our oven is down below. I have a grate in here. There's a thermometer. It's 350 right now. So all we want to do is we want to get this underneath the chicken and just slide that right in to finish. And the two will fit. The two are going to fit perfectly. And where the chicken was, the vegetables will go. So there's 1, 2 chickens in the broiler, ready, cooking. Away we go. We'll get those vegetables started. The first thing we want to put on always is those zucchinis. They're kind of take the longest to cook, so we'll just spread those out. We'll say these are going to be about 15 minutes for the zucchinis to get soft. We still want a little bit of bite. The mushrooms, of course, we got to get those on. I like to put the mushrooms cap side up, let some of the moisture run out while they're cooking, and then that'll help dry them out just a little bit. You don't want them too wet. So we got all these mushrooms, all this cooking. Let's say we're about 20 minutes away from eating is my guess. I'll just give my hands a little wash. The peppers are like 5 minutes. We only want the peppers to be warm. And then I have some tomatoes to go in, but we don't warm up the tomatoes at all. We put the tomatoes in completely cold, and then the rest of the vegetables will sort of warm them up. We'll get a couple pieces of wood on for those pork chops. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go away. I'm going to go get the steaks. We'll get the steaks prepared. We'll get the searing spot prepared. We're going to do that down at the other end, sear them, indirect heat. We're getting very close to enjoying this wonderful potluck. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
At Hickman Automotive Group, we believe that family drives everything. Whether you're heading out on a family road trip or just running errands around town, we have quality vehicles you can rely on from any of our 9 dealerships across Newfoundland and Labrador.
Welcome back. We're getting close to ready to enjoy this smorgasbord, this potluck of a meal. We have the searing station going for the steaks, so we're going to get the steaks on shortly. The pork chops are coming along wonderfully. The heat is just coming up nice. The onions, I had to take the onions off. They're cooked, so I get them up on the warming rack. The mushroom and the zucchini are going there next, and then halfway through the steak, we're going to get the peppers on because the peppers only need a few minutes. The chicken is looking absolutely delicious. I can't believe how well it's doing down there in that broiler. All the way down here, we have these wonderful steaks. Now tell me that is not a beautiful cut of meat. We're gonna get those on that searing station down at the far end and get them started. Salt and pepper. The only thing I put on these steaks today is salt and pepper. Put on your steaks whatever you enjoy. It doesn't matter. Have nothing, have everything, have barbecue sauce. It's personal preference. Don't let anybody on the internet tell you what has to go on a steak. What has to go on a steak is exactly what you enjoy. Remember, friends and family, that's who you're cooking for. If I take those pork chops off and they're a little underdone, everybody's gonna wait. It's my friends and family. They don't mind. I'm cooking for them. We'll just put them back on for a little bit longer. The steaks, like I say, cook them how you want. This is all for fun, nothing too serious. We're having a good time. It's beautiful weather. You got to be kidding me. Those steaks, 10 minutes, 8 minutes, somewhere in that range. We're gonna keep them on the high heat, sear them, and then we're gonna go ahead and get the peppers on. We'll all just give this a little bit of time as it cooks here. All right, steaks have a hard sear on one side. We'll give them a little flip. Oh, look at those. Come on, guys. Does this not look like it's gonna be a beautiful, beautiful steak? We're gonna let that hard sear there for a minute or so, and then we'll lift that up out of the way and get it away from that such a direct heat. And I am gonna just keep flipping them. I'm of the school, keep flipping the steaks until they're done to the doneness you like. Lots of people are flipping once, and that's fine if that works for you. Like I keep saying, whatever works for you is exactly how it's supposed to be cooked. We'll let these pork chops, we're gonna get the pork chops off. We're gonna get them over here on the grill, just sort of help them finish off, make sure they're evenly cooked throughout. Sometimes the tops and the bottoms aren't even when we hang them, so we'll get them over there to finish off, and we'll get the peppers on, and then we're gonna get into this food and eat it. Pork chops are staying warm. The steaks, they're ready for a flip. We're just gonna lift this up, get that out of the way, give this another flip. Like I say, just keep flipping it. Don't stop flipping until it's exactly where you want it. We'll get it up out of the heat like that, and I'll adjust that up and down depending on how I feel it's doing. And you just put your hand in, you can feel it, right? So if you put your hand in, and let's say you can count to 3, I think that's about 300. That's in my mind, that's about what it is. So we're here, we're 1, 2, that's a little cool. We want to be down a little bit more. We want to be about halfway between where we were and where we are, and I'd say that'll get us. We'll let those keep cooking. We'll get these peppers on. Peppers are only going to take half the time of the steak, and let's say we're about halfway there now. Get all these peppers on, get them grilled. All the vegetables are up out of the way. Soon, time to dig in. All right, we got through the cook. Everything is done. I have a bunch of the vegetables already cooked up. The meat is over here resting. We have the steak, the pork chops, and the chicken. You can see that nice cooked top on the chickens now since I put it in the broiler. Remnants of deliciousness is all you have over here. Just a whole bunch of remnants of good food being cooked. The vegetables, I'm going to get into cutting the vegetables, and what I do is I just sort of pull the stem if it comes off. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And we're going to mix all this together with a bit of salad dressing. So we just cut these vegetables up. You can see I've done the zucchini, I've done all the other peppers, most of the onions. I just wanted to show you how I do a couple of them. And this, you just peel off whatever layers you need to peel off to get the dried part off. And then we cut those up. This is all piping hot. We have some nice beefsteak or hothouse tomatoes. They're cold. We're going to add them in. The vegetables inside are going to warm all those up. We have a great Greek salad dressing. This is going to be the way we finish this off, is with a bit of Greek salad dressing, and then we'll dig right into that. There we go. So Greek salad dressing. Put it on, twist this all around, shake this up. Come on. Vegetables are all mixed up there. As you can see, I'll just give my hands a wash. I'm not much for tongs and gloves and all that very much. I just really, I keep my hands very clean, and then I just go right in and go ahead and grab those pieces of meat. I mean, look at this. Look at, we're going to do very well here. We'll just grab that chicken and bring it over. That's the first thing I'm going to deal with. Give those hands a little wash. So for the chicken, it's very straightforward. You want to pull those legs apart, and then you want to get right in. You have a drum and you have a thigh. They'll all be the exact same. Every single chicken will come apart the same way. And then I give it a hit down the middle, and then I come across the breast and give it a few cuts like this, and there you go. You got 3 beautiful pieces of chicken breast. Another one here, one over here. Sharp knife, very critical. Get that little bit of skin up there. And the pork chop, of course, the best way to do the pork chop is you come down the bone, hit the other side, and then keep on rolling. And then you just give it a nice thin slice like this. I think it's pretty tender. And it's juicy. Look at the pork. We got to get that tenderloin off. Get that little pork tenderloin off. Give that a couple cuts. And what I like to do is I just go ahead and I cut everything up, lay it all out on the board, we set up a line, and you come on down, pick what you want. Let's get into this steak. I think we done all right. Oh, it looks absolutely perfect. Cooked to perfection. Look at this. You got to be kidding me. Look how good that's cooked. Medium rare, just the way I wanted it. And one thing I'll tell you, I do have some friends from time to time that don't enjoy a steak the same way I enjoy a steak. I will always put a cast iron frying pan on, off to the side, make sure there's somewhere they can take their piece of steak and just finish it off a little more. They can do that with their pork chop. If they don't like how the chicken is, they can do it with that. Each their own. I'm not fussy enough to care how they want to eat it. It's however they want it. We got to have a sample. I'll start with the vegetables. I got myself a little bowl, and we'll just get a nice mix of vegetables. A little bit of onion. The onion is one of my favorite parts in here, and then it goes mushroom, zucchini, pepper for sure. So I'll do the first three: mushroom, onion, zucchini. The mild flavor of that charcoal, you can just, in the background, is delicious. I got to eat a tomato. I can't stop. Warmed up just a little bit. We'll get into this chicken. Try a little bit of this chicken breast, see how juicy it is, see how flavorful it is. That barbecue sauce, the Newfoundland seasoning tops it off. Little piece of pork. I gotta go. I gotta keep going. We can't stop now. Oh, I'll put that in my bowl. Give my hands another little wash. The juicy pork, everything is cooked to perfection. When you end up with a juicy chicken breast after it comes off, you know you've done well. We'll get right into that little piece, that nice little steak. I'll slice off a little part. Prince Edward Island beef, I'm telling you, delicious. If you can find it, try it. Well, that's all I've got for today. I'm cooked out for the next at least 10 minutes. And listen, find me on all your favorite social medias. Just search RT Cooks It. And come back next week for another episode of RT Cooks It right here on Eastlink Community TV. Thanks for watching.